much for joining me here at Fuel Move Sweat today. My name is Rachel, and today I'm giving you a couple of different tips for some sweet craving crushers. So trust me, if you know me at all, I have the biggest sweet tooth. So I'm constantly craving sweet things, and so I figured out how to incorporate healthy, sweet things into my active, healthy lifestyle. So I hope that these things will help you. These are things that I incorporate all the time. So you can either use these yourselves, put your own twists on it, have some fun with it, and let's get into it. But before we do, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share with others so that you don't miss when I post more content. All right, so first up is my strawberry cheesecake dippers. So this is delicious, super high in protein, super simple and quick. All right, so all you need is some kind of non-fat Greek yogurt. Now, I really prefer to use the non-fat Greek because they are very high in protein and obviously lower in fat. So this, for example, this is a Dannon Light and Fit Greek. This one happens to be a creme brulee flavor, but it's basically just like a vanilla. I either use a vanilla base most of the time or a plain. So Trader Joe's carries the plain non-fat. SAAAAME has their really perfect for this recipe, their plain non-fat Greek yogurt, and that's even higher in protein than this. But this is 80 calories for 12 grams of protein, and it's really yummy and mixed as well. An entire container of this, and then here's the trick: sugar-free Jell-O mix. So I love both of these flavors as well as the cheesecake flavor. That's kind of how I came up with this, was using the cheesecake flavor, but the white chocolate works just as well, and the lemon also works just as well, because really it's all about adding the pudding in there that gives it the cheesecakey consistency that we're going for. So any flavor you like, I highly recommend these, and the cheesecake flavor, the pistachio is really good with this. Have fun. You don't really have to use very much of it, yeah? In fact, it's really probably even less than the serving size, which is a quarter of the package. You don't really need that much of it to get it to be the consistency that you want it. So just adding about a teaspoon rather of the powder mixture. Careful, because it can get kind of messy with the powder. But we're gonna add about that much, about a teaspoon of the mixture. I don't even measure it because it's pretty negligible, because we're not even, like I said, we're not really even using a full quarter of the bag serving. So it's less than, it's probably about like 15 calories, maybe, give or take, of that pudding mix. So we got that in there. If you were using plain, I would recommend adding some sweetener, just to give it a little bit more sweetness. My sweetener of choice is monk fruit. I find that it upsets my stomach the least out of all of the artificial sweeteners, but Splenda will work, stevia will work, anything like that. So this is already sweet because it's the flavor, the Dannon flavor, but if it was plain, I would definitely recommend adding some sweetener. So we just stir this baby up, and you'll see as I'm stirring that it's getting a little bit thicker in its consistency, and that's not just because obviously I'm stirring the yogurt and mixing that up, but that pudding mixture has a thickening agent, and so that is what the magic is here. Now that's pretty well mixed in there. You just want to make sure that there's no clumps, but you can tell that it already looks a little bit fluffier than regular Greek yogurt would just look like plain. So that's what you want. And once you get there, you're actually going to, you can cover this again, or if you're like me and you're kind of don't care that much, I just toss it just like this in the freezer for a couple of minutes, yeah? So I'm gonna toss it in there now. So now that that's in the freezer, I'm gonna prepare my strawberries, and then by the time that that is a little bit more set it just kind of gives it a little bit more, almost like a frozen yogurt-y vibe. Oh, you're gonna love it. I'm gonna get my strawberries ready. Another pro tip. If you enjoy the dish that you are eating your food out of, you enjoy the food more. So, no one's judging you. If you're gonna eat strawberries out of an ice cream dish, you do you. And you just be like, listen, I swear, my strawberries taste better because I'm eating it out of an ice cream dish. So, I truly believe that, yeah. People talk often about eating off of a smaller plate so that your food seems bigger or that your food seems like it's more. And that is true, but I am always a proponent of, do you like the plate that you're eating it off of? Or do you just slop it on, you know, a paper plate and call it a day? Because if you make it seem fancier, it's gonna taste fancier. So there's my little pro tip for the day of that. Now I'm gonna chop up here, you know, whatever your macros allow. I chop up about like 100 to 150 grams depending on how I'm feeling or when I'm eating this, if it's for a breakfast or for a snack. I really like this for pre-workout. But I chop those babies up, and I'm not measuring this right now because I kind of have done this so many times that I know what 100 grams of these strawberries look like, but we're pretty much there. And I'm going to put a little bit more sweetness on there. I'm gonna sprinkle some of this monk fruit. And again, you can do like whatever kind of sweetener you prefer, or if strawberries on their own are sweet enough for you, then like by all means, that's great. I'm gonna shake that little up a bit so it gets to the straws on the bottom. Yeah, there's something just like, I know that when you were a kid you did this. I know that you like put real sugar on your fruit, on your strawberries, right? This is just a little bit lower calorie, a little bit healthier. So just to sweeten it up a little bit there. Then I add a little bit of cinnamon. This also kind of gives it a cheesecakey vibe. And I'll put this on my frozen yogurt as well. But that is my little strawberry dish. So I'm gonna grab the yogurt from the freezer. It should be ready to go now, and I'll check back in with you. So I've grabbed my yogurt out of the freezer, and it is actually exactly the consistency that I want. Now, I'm gonna show you here. It's kind of hard to tell, but it does have a little bit more, I don't wanna say bounce to it, but it's just thicker than a normal yogurt would be. And it definitely, I tasted it already, and it definitely does give me cheesecakey vibes. So I'm putting that in another little dish because it makes me happy. So that I can have my own little snack here. So I like to do it like this. I got the strawberries, I got my cheesecake Greek yogurt mixture, and you can either dip your strawberries in there like so. I'm gonna do a little dip. Actually, that creme brulee flavor is coming through with that white chocolate jello pudding mixture. It's a really nice flavor. So you can either dip them in just like that, strawberry dippers, or you can take a little bit on your fork, grab a berry. Oh my goodness, you guys. It is a dessert, but it's healthy. Highly recommend. Again, I really like this for, because I like sweets throughout the day. I like this for pre-workout, a little post-workout treat. It's, again, high in protein. It's getting in those fruits. Those berries are so good for you. High in antioxidants, lots of vitamins and minerals and things that are great for you to incorporate. And this is just like an easy, tastes like dessert, tastes like it should be guiltful, but it is totally guilt-free. So highly recommend.